Hey, what's up, y'all? I have a pretty long review for you here with the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 High. So can you tell from this side view which one is the authentic and which one's replica? Giving you a close view at this one here. And if you guess this as the authentic pair, then you are correct. So just kind of take note of the overall appearance and shape of this shoe, and then I'll show you the replica version, which is the GT 3.0 batch. So right here is that GT version from All Kicks 247. And again, just kind of observe what it looks like overall on the shape and the materials used. Here you can kind of see the tumbled leather on the outside, and then on the back of that heel it's got that nice soft suede, so you can see when you move your finger over it, it changes colors. Once again, look how that changes. I think that's a good feature on this replica version. Dark brown stitch right there on the top. Going to show you that stash pocket here. This material looks like it's going to be the exact same on the replica version, so good job on that. And then here's the medial side and the outsole. I'm going to do a little comparison. So the left shoe is the authentic and the right is the replica. You can see that the authentic's just a little bit skinnier and a little bit darker on the brown, and it doesn't move as much with the finger as the replica version does. Tumbled leather on the outside looks the same to me, the sail leather. Toe box shape is pretty good on both. They look like they match up. So here's the shoe tree on the replica version. And here's the authentic version. They look the exact same in my opinion. Let's look at the toe box. Just notice how that's kind of moving under my thumb. And the authentic version appears the same. We're going to have a look at the inside of the shoe, the insole, and the stitching. You can see the stitching on the heel cup. And now we're going to have a look at the sneaker tag on the inside, if I can get it to focus. Alright, so you have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if the authentic versions had the QR code, because my authentic version here had the OG stitching, or OG tag, which I'll show you in a minute. So that was the insole. Focus here. So this one has the OG tag. I'm not sure if the Travis Scott's came with a QR code at all, or just the original version. So someone please comment and let me know. Here's the inside of the tag, and it has the code on the bottom. One flaw on this GT version is that the writing kind of goes over the top, so the placement of that Nike Air sign was not the best. They could have put it up a little bit higher. And here's the authentic version. And this one actually doesn't have the writing underneath like some of the authentic versions did, which I thought was interesting. So now we can look at both of them together. This is the replica version, and this is the authentic version. So they look like they match up to me. The bold is, or on the replica is bolded just a tad bit more, but they look pretty good and very comparable. Now looking at the stitching here on the tongue, they match up, so they got the spacing correct. And then here's the replica. I think they just placed it a little too low. Looking at the front of the shoe, they both match up. They're about the same height and same shape. Once again, just the replica brown might be just a tiny bit lighter, so that's about the only difference I saw on the front. Then once again, looking at the back, the shape here on the replica, it's got that nice hourglass. It's just a little bit thicker than the authentic, as I mentioned earlier. And if you look at the authentic, it's a little bit taller. So here we go, looking at the jack-o'-lantern face, or whatever y'all call it. Get to zoom in here. And on the authentic on the left, it looks a little bit thicker with the hair. But other than that, I think the embossing depth was pretty good on the replica. So shining the black light on both of them, the replica here, you can see that a little bit of the stitching and then the Nike Air lights up, and that's accurate with the authentic version. And on the bottom is the replica version, and the top is the authentic. And I think that the authentic is just slightly a little bit darker, but it's really hard to tell. The stars are all good. So something that's really not that important in my opinion, but a lot of people are going to ask is the box. So this is the replica, and it actually does scan with the QR code. And it has that little flimsy part. But on the authentic version, it's actually stuck down on the box. So they both scan and come up to the same website if you take a QR code scanner and scan that barcode. Let's look at the paper here. Kind of hard to tell because it's kind of more crumbled up than the authentic version, but I think the authentic version is just a little bit thicker.